Hi, I'm Amy McCarter. Welcome to House Calls brought to you by KaMMCO, where Kansas healthcare professionals deliver health insight. Today I'm speaking with Dr. Doug Iliff of Topeka about sun exposure. Thanks for being here today, Dr. Iliff.
You're welcome, Amy.
Now, how much sun exposure is safe?
Well, let's divide this by age. When I was a boy, sunscreens weren't even invented. We used suntan lotion as a way to get darker, not to stay lighter. And so when we were kids, gosh, I can remember using cocoa butter to try to enhance the effects of the sun. That's why baby boomers are the ones who have all the trouble with skin cancer and that sort of thing. So for adults, it clearly, sun exposure, we've had our share. Kids are the ones who need to be protected right now. And so sunscreens for kids are very important. And I would slather it on my kid whenever they're going out in the sun.
Okay. And is it not the same for adults?
It's really not the same for adults. And here's the reason. Ironically, we now have an epidemic of vitamin D deficiency. Now, you remember that vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin. And when ultraviolet rays hit the skin, a chemical reaction occurs and vitamin D is produced. Furthermore, vitamin D is what's important for building bone. It's important for getting calcium into bone. And so the result of a vitamin D deficiency can be osteoporosis. Now, because adults are so careful about limiting their sun exposure now, they're all vitamin D deficient. I don't even test it anymore in my office because they're always deficient. And so we've got a problem that way.
Okay, so sunbathing could be a good thing.
Sunbathing could be, especially for adults. Now, we need to be reasonable. Here's what I'd recommend. Since vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin and you can store it into the wintertime, I think for adults, to get an hour's worth of sun exposure, covering yourself with sunscreen from the neck up, which is the area where most damage has occurred in the past, but the rest of your body in a tank top or shorts, to get an hour of sun exposure would be reasonable and it would probably help.
And how about tanning bits? Well,
tanning booths, of course, are for purely cosmetic purposes. And it's a highly individual decision, but what you're trading is the look of a healthy skin right now for a possible prune face down the road. And that's something that everyone has to look at for themselves. I would make an additional note, though, that smoking is an additional risk factor for very deep fissures when you get older. And so if you want to look 20 years older than you really are, tanning booths and smoking go well together.
Okay, all right, good information. Thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
Please join us next week for a new health topic discussion on House Calls.